You know what the problem is with today's hi-fi? Is that everything sounds good, but we still don't like it.
Back to just listening to my system. Just my stuff. My ugly baffles, my amp, my preamp. Yeah, that DAC is on, but it's not being used. My DAC. My DAC! Yeah, my DAC, y'all! And I love it. I just love it. I gotta say, these guys, using both coils on the W15, driven by Mr. Push Pull Class AB solid state over there, and that puppy here, the little girl, is driving. Wait, let me point to it so I look professional. There, the Fast 8. And that is a fake tree. Wow. Doesn't it get confusing when you watch YouTubers about hi-fi sometimes? Because, I mean, you look at a video on a piece of gear, whether it's an amp, a speaker, a DAC, cables, power cables, tweaks, stands, and one will be like, oh, this one's far more transparent, or this one's far more resolving. Then what? Then our reference? What's our reference? I don't know. Oh, this one's warmer. Then what? And what's good? Very warm? Not warm? Everyone you ask has a different answer. Yeah. Well, I can tell you what's frustrating about my journey sometimes. And because I'm a curious individual, so I like to try a bunch of stupid crap, like putting very expensive capacitors and tubes in a like Canadian design but Chinese built $1,000 DAC. Yeah, it's not for everyone, you know. And some could even argue, I'm wasting my time, wasting my money. Um, I was worried about that for a bit, but now that I have, I got these two again, the Denafrips Venus 2 and the Gustard R26, which are both great. They're really good. I know that I didn't waste my time with upgrading my DAC. It was fun. I learned. And to my ears, it sounds a heck of a lot better than both of these. And don't get me wrong, these are no slouches. And their price point, they're really damn good. Really damn good. The Venus 2 is actually what I was going to buy after I heard it for the first time. To me, it was my sweet spot. It's what I wanted for price performance ratio. Well, that's way too close, eh? Nobody wants to see me that close. It's off putting. So um, today, yeah, I'm really happy with this thing. But the frustrating thing is when you're dealing with stuff like this, okay, and then you add stuff like this, like an external rectifier, and then you change the tubes here, and then you change the tubes there, and then you add things like the Decor pills, which I haven't talked to you guys about yet, but essentially it's a capacitor, from my understanding, in between, that sits in between your DAC and your preamp. Sometimes you come across issues. So right now, um, I have some kind of ground loop somewhere, or just a grounding issue. It's that typical 50, 60 hertz hum that is just very faint, like it's just barely there. But sometimes, even though it's like this much, it freaking irritates the shit out of me. So anyway, uh, when you're playing around with stuff, that is are the capacitors too big? Are they too close to the tubes? Is there tube oscillation going on? I don't know. But anyways, What's better about my DAC with all the upgrades compared to the Venus and the R26? It just does everything that the Venus and the R26 do, except it does it all a little bit better. Actually, quite a bit better, I gotta say. Everything just feels more present. Everything's more engaging. Everything, um, uh, it's more musical and more analytical at the same time. It's not on one side or the other. It's everything. It gives an aura to the instruments, a presence to the instruments, to the singer. It's toe tapping fun. I mean, it's you get into the music. You forget to analyze when you want to analyze. You don't. You just get caught in the music. Let's see what was upgraded on it. The capacitors. That's, I think, what made the biggest sonic difference at first, was putting those crazy cool Jupiter copper foil and paper wax capacitors in there, which are pricey. Then putting the Linley Elite 6SN7s, which are like the big globe type 6SN7s, not the traditional short fatty ones. What was the third thing? Yeah, the fuse. Changed the fuse there. That helped lower the noise floor, except when the goddamn ground loop shows up. And I think I know why it started showing up recently in the DAC. And I'll get to that in a second. And the fourth thing is the rectifier. Now you could change, the rectifier was one of the first things I changed in the DAC, and yeah, it made a difference right away. But the difference was minuscule compared to the difference at the beginning with stock components, compared to the difference it made once I had the capacitors and the tubes and the fuse upgraded. Then when I would roll different rectifiers, whoa, and I saw the jump. There was a significant jump, because the better the current flow through the DAC, well, the better everything performs. So the better parts you have in there, the better, I guess. So ground loop. A problem with the DAC that's built like that, that's of this level of build. Every time I change a tube in that DAC, whether it's the rectifier or whether it's the signal tubes, there's a bounce and a bit of give to the PCB board. So all the things that are soldered in this board, when that board flexes, every time I push in and out a tube,
what an idiot.
Over time, guaranteed that it's going to start affecting some of the soldering connections that are on there. I'll show you guys an example in the video here. So you'll see how the board flexes. Yeah, so it's something to keep in mind when you start play around with stuff like this. I'm not saying that it's that it's done or anything, not at all. Some days there's no ground loop. Some days, I don't know. Could have to do with it being on for too long, maybe the heat, the buildup. Who knows? I don't know. But maybe it has nothing to do with that. Maybe it could be transformer hum coming from this guy, because I often hear the transformers hum on this guy, which don't always translate out of here, but there is transformer hum in there. Occasionally I hear a little bit of hum here, but that's not that fault. I know that's a combination of all the tube gear and everything. So yeah, maybe I'll look for, see if a conditioner helps, but I'm scared to get a conditioner. Ugh, another rabbit hole.
That's the problem with hi-fi right there.
The only one that I'm interested in, actually, that I'd be curious without spending $10,000 on a power plant, there's two of them. The Puritan one, or the one that Decor makes. Don't know which one I'm going to try. We'll see. So, yeah, stay tuned.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.